Você falou em uma entrevista que o desafio do escritor é criar um universo pessoal com o qual todos nós possamos nos identificar a partir da observação da realidade, o que remete um pouco à ideia de universalidade. Mas a gente está num momento de olhar com desconfiança para a universalidade, ou no mínimo questionando se é mesmo universalidade ou é um olhar dominante que a gente aprendeu a chamar de universalidade. Você acha que nesse contexto o desafio do escritor mudou? A identificação que um livro é capaz de gerar hoje é menos abrangente, mais segmentada?
That's a great question. I don't sit in my office here thinking, oh, how can I write a universal novel? I'm just working with the material I have, which is very personal and is the material of a white male American. Nevertheless, one hopes as a novelist that the greatest thing you hope for is a sense of recognition in a writer. In a reader, excuse me, that even though the experience is quite different, perhaps, from the reader's own experience, that you might say, "Oh, but I have been there. I've always seen that, but I've never noticed it. Here, the writer has noticed it," and that can be something in the outside world, or it can be an emotion. It can be a state of conflict internally, and when you have that sense of recognition as a reader, you feel a connection. And I do think that fundamentally literature is about that sense of connection. And you are not every reader is going to connect with every writer. That's simply the fact. But I think there is something in the project of literature. I wouldn't say it's about universality, but I think it is about a sense of fundamental humanness. And we operate on the premise that people are all fundamentally alike, and that these many obvious differences in status and gender and identity of all sorts, those are important, but underneath, we ought to be able to understand what it's like to be any human being. And I think one of the jobs of the fiction writer is to help us understand what it's like to be someone who is very unlike us.